We'll get started here in a minute, y'all. Just gonna let everybody on Facebook know that I am live so they can join us as well. Just give me 1 second. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's day was good. Whether it was or not, you got through it, right? All right, good. Cool. What's going on, people? Heavy Metal Hotep back at it again with another video for y'all. Like I said before, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's enjoying their night. Man, today's episode, I think is something that everyone is going to be able to understand. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has people that they associate with. Everybody has friends. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the company you keep, friend groups, and friends, people that you hang out with. And why that's important to be very selective when it comes to like wanting to achieve your goals, right? Some people you have around you, they'll motivate you, they'll boost you up, and you got other people that get a little weird when you start like doing things that you want to do or things that you enjoy or things that you just want to accomplish. You set goals. Not everyone, not all the time, but sometimes you might see that people just start to act weird. They start to, move a little funny, and for those that don't really understand exactly what that means, they start to show behaviors, different signs that kind of might be different or might show a different side than how you think they are. Like, you start doing really well, and a really simple situation that you see all the time is like you just start doing really well. Like, let's see, maybe you got a promotion or something, or a song that you put out is doing really well, and like you start doing these things, and it's like they sometimes people tend to just all of a sudden their demeanor changes. Like they're like, you're doing something really exciting, and all of a sudden they're just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And it might seem like you'd think they're less, enthused than you think that they'd be. And mind you, we're talking about friends here. We're not just talking about random people that you met. You know what I'm saying? That talking about people that have you've grown with and people that you know, kind of have some type of connection, some type of bond with. And when you start doing like start making moves that are kind of like not your everyday things, right? Like not the everyday mundane type of thing. You might get into voice acting or drawing or something like that. Things that not everybody tends to just do, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is when it comes to the company that you keep, the people that you have around you, the people that you trust to be like, in your circle of friends, or you trust to like share, these different aspirations and things that you're working on. These you choose to share these things with them because you believe that they want you to succeed. And I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, if you ever have somebody around you that it's you know it's bad or anything like that. It's not, doesn't necessarily mean that. But what I'm saying is that um there's so many different types of personalities out there, types of people out there, whether it be more positive type or negative type. But I mean, chance like the more people you have around you, chances are the more you're gonna find people that may not be there for you, or might have some type of like might want to do different things, but then they see you doing it, and for whatever reason they decide not to, or they don't. Um, and then they start acting weird because they see you doing something that they might want to do, and that might dictate how they start to treat you or view you. They might try to downplay what you do, right? Essentially, what a hater is. You know what I'm saying? Like the more people that you have in your circle and have associated with you, chances are you're gonna have a lot more haters around you, as opposed to just haters that know what you do. Now you've kind of invited them into, your immediate presence, so to speak. So before we get into how people can be haters and be fake, I basically want to talk about how it looks like, starting off with the company that you keep, how people perceive the group, your friend, like you within your friend group, and being around these type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes down to optics, right? Like you may have friends that are um maybe a little out there, for lack of a better term. They might be a little out there. They might be like, um, you might sometimes like take them out to like a social like event or something like that, and they just be wild, like they be wilding out. Like I'll give a good example, right? Um, like let's say you're going to, I don't know, some type of banquet or wedding, right? And like you know, this is like maybe where they're having like the reception and everything. Might be this type of might be a friend that their parents chipped in a lot. The bride and groom chipped in a lot too, and because they're working hard and they saved up and all this. And like let's say you go to like this like upscale type place, like they want to have this reception, at this like maybe like you know 4-star restaurant, right? 4 or 5 stars. Type of let's say it's the type of venue where you have to get dressed just to get in, right? And you have your friend group, that maybe kind of know the bride and groom or whatever, and you're allowed to bring, 2 people with you, right? And these 2 people, they're very like we were just talking about, like out there. So they might be like really hood, right? And they're just being themselves. You bring them to this place that's very like uptight and very ritzy, and then they're there, and who knows, they start like there's a lot of things they may or may not know about, and the staff there understands that or sees that, so they're kind of looking at them a certain kind of way, like you know they're acting funny around them because maybe some preconceived notion about this type of person and how they look, right? And you might have an incident where maybe it's a communication, misunderstanding or something like that, and the hood dude, is just really quick with it. Like he ain't trying to hear all that, whatever the dude's trying to explain, or how he's coming off to him. He might be coming off to him condescending or whatever, right? And that situation could have stemmed from just him asking him, a simple question, right? Um, but because maybe this person gets out and just wows out anywhere, doesn't give a fuck, right? Doesn't care, you know. You like, now that's reflective on you. You know what I'm saying? Like now, there might be a situation being created out of nothing, right? Or out of something small. You got somebody that's just doesn't go to these type of places because it's not really, maybe not their thing. They don't really like to be around a certain type of atmosphere, right? It could be a very uppity type place. And all of a sudden now they're looking at you like, yo, what's up with your mans? Like, What's good with them? Like, why they acting like that, right? And some like let's just be honest, like some shines you like a lot of shines I would say actually, um, can't operate or ten or just don't maybe don't even do a really good job of operating outside of the norm of you know certain places that are a little bit more grimy, outside of the hood or the projects, right? It's a different thing, you know what I'm saying? You got politics there. There's certain things. There's do's and don'ts there, just like there's do's and don'ts at different venues and stuff, right? It depends on how you move, and could flip that, right? You could flip that, and someone that's never really been to the hood before, right? They've never been there. They don't really understand how things work. They might start overstep some boundaries or cross some lines, and in their mind, they're thinking that it's some normal thing. And now you got your people that you normally hang out with there checking you like, yo, what's good and what's they about to jump on him, pause, simply because he didn't know how, right? Or he didn't care. You know what I'm saying? It could be either one, You got to be mindful about who you have around you and essentially how they're going to be a reflection on you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's fair or not is a whole different story, but a lot of people do judge you based on how who you're around, who you hang around. I gotta see something real quick. Hold on, y'all. I gotta see something real quick. See, make sure that we're good with. We're on limited time here. Oh, okay. Now we're good. We're good for now. Right. So your friend group tends to represent you, and whether you like it or not, you all could be different, right? You could all be different types of people into different things, have different personalities, but people just tend, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if it's a part of just our psyche that we see a group of people and we tend to all like just group them in, even if we know one of them personally and they're not a part of that preconceived notion we have about the whole group. Um, we tend to do that, people tend to see, how your friends act, and then they look at you and think, well, even if they know you personally, they're like, do I really know this person? Is this person really like, you know, he hangs out with them, so he must have some things in common with them. Does he have those type of things in common with them? The things that maybe I'm not crazy about, as people, we tend to do that. And it's kind of, it's true to an extent that, because I mean, ultimately, we have more control over things that happen to us than we think, than we like to give ourselves credit for, right? But there are plenty of things that do happen that are out of our control, such as just being around certain people. Again, the company that you keep, what I'm saying? The right people can take you down the wrong path. They can take you to the wrong places. The right kind of people can put you in the wrong kind of situations. Situations that may not be necessarily good for you, or situations that you don't want to be in, right? Um, just being around certain people, they might want to get you to, they might want to get you come to this party, hang out somewhere, right? Um, and so you go to this party, right? And this happens a lot, when you just think of, especially with the shines, right? It happens a lot where you'll go get invited to a gathering or whatever by a friend group, and you'll go there, um, and you'll be there chilling, having a good time, whatever, and then a fight breaks out, right? Fight breaks out. People start rushing wherever the commotion is. Be it, it can be, two people in the fight, they're both their friend groups start going over there like, yo, what's going on? People get involved, and people don't like other people getting involved, and then that escalates. Then them things come out. Boom, now they shoot, right? Now, obviously, had you known that this party was going to turn into something real serious and it was about to get real active, you wouldn't have went. You would have been like, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna just stay home, maybe get some work done, some things I got to take care of, whatever, what have you. But again, the right kind of people can put you in the wrong kind of situations just based on you thinking that they are the type of people that you want to hang around or the type of people that you want to chill with. Put you in that situation. You thought nothing of it. You thought, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, why not? Got everything I needed to get done. It's a Friday night. Yeah, I want to go out. And now you're out there hiding behind the couch, under the table, trying to get out the door, but you fell. Now you're getting stomped on. Nah. But like, just trying to get out of that situation, get as far away from there as possible. Obviously, you don't want anything to happen to you. So, the type of people that you associate with, you got to be careful about who they also associate with. That's something that you have to think about, right? Because you don't want to get caught up out here and be around type of people that you really just wouldn't fuck with at the end of the day. So it's definitely important to make sure that you're around the right people, right type of energy, But how do you do that, right? Like, easier to just say, yeah, just make sure that you're not hanging around people that will start to get active and start trying to shoot each other off something maybe small, off something that was not really a big deal. Depends. It could have been a big deal, but then also there's a lot of times we have things that happen that escalate so far from where they started, right? Like, it's easier to just say, avoid those people. Just do that, right? But I think it's important to get into why, right? Like, you can't just say, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then look, I'm around people that are very like extremely positive, and there it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to understand people and understand that takes time. Being able to read people, being able to understand body language and voice inflections, basically understand really a little bit of psychology, to be honest. Human behavior, essentially, right? So it's important to learn to understand people, because it's an important skill, because again, this will dictate who you choose to spend your time with, and who you choose to be around. This will dictate basically how to avoid situations or to get into situations. I mean, you could flip that and you could say, there's a situation that you want to get into. There's a situation that you want to be around, It could be meeting with someone that does business in your line of work, and just so happens that they do they're further along than you are, or they have access to, let's say, resources that can really help you, and they're just there to network, right? That's definitely, a situation where you want to be in the room for. You want to talk to this person, see what they're talking about and network with them as well. So you can select a certain type of friend group, or just people that you want to be around, to not only for them but also for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to remember your time is valuable, right? So everything that you do should be understood that it has to be worth worth it to you in some way, shape, or form. You feel me? So we already on to what, 22 minutes? I gotta hurry. I gotta speak this. Um, but yeah, right. So again, basically, understand, how people move. Pay attention to the things they do, how they say things, what they don't say, what they don't do. That's just as important. Um, and you got to practice it. It's not just something that you're just gonna say, all right, I want to do this, and now you're a master at it. I mean, if you do, right, hats off to you. That is great. But a lot of times, these things become better in practice, and being able to understand how people move and read people, read rooms even, is a skill I think everybody should have. It is super important and super helpful. It is a tool because, again, what I'm saying, as you're navigating through life, you're going to meet different people, and you want to make sure that, the people that you're meeting aren't in your life maybe just to gain something for themselves. Like, they really don't care about you. It's about what they can get from you, right? You got to be, we you know what they are. We call them snakes. So moving on, right? The people around you can betray you, right? Like, we're talking about, like, how we talked about how these different situations could be outside. They could be outside of people's control. They just invited you to something, and now what's going on is they invite you to an area or a situation, and now things are, in a negative light. Things are in a negative space, and you don't want to be around that. So now we're going to talk about how people do that purposefully, right? Like, people do that on purpose, like betray you, right? Set you up. You got to be mindful of that too. And this goes back into, and this is one of the more important reasons why it's a good skill to be able to read people, right? And, understand, through, and I'm able to do this through past experiences, right? Meeting a lot of different people, living in different areas, and meeting different types of people, interacting with them. It helped me to be better at understanding people and being better with them, different types of people. It's super important because what you got to do is be able to, essentially, you got to be able to protect yourself, right? You can say protect yourself physically, but you also got to protect yourself mentally and emotionally, right? There are people out there that will be there just to drain you. Like, doesn't even have to be like resources per se, right? It doesn't have to be what you have physically, tangibles. It could just be your energy, right? Your mental energy, emotional energy, like people that are around there just to drain you from that, right? Or just want to see you fail. So looking around you, being around you, and I wouldn't say like a good example of that, right? I wouldn't say like a good example of that would be 6ix9ine, because it's at the end of the day, he kind of also knew what he was getting into too, right? But he did have people around him at the same time that didn't tell him, yo, shut up, like cut it out. You're not, like, what's about to happen. You're about to get, not only are you about to get finessed, or not only we finessing you, but at the same time, man, you keep going down that road, being in a position you don't want to be in. And we've seen that, right? He didn't really have, any big homie, any OG just telling him, like, yo, you need to chill out, right? The people that he had around him knew what he was and what he wasn't. So yeah, they ate off him probably more than they should have, and he really did the same thing. And at the end of the day, we all know what happened, right? And if anybody's familiar with, what happened with him and what he got himself into. So again, you're gonna have people that are gonna be around you that um just want to take from you, right? They just want to, or both, right? In the middle of them wanting to basically, leech off you, right? And just do whatever it is that it takes to just continue to um, get things from you. Ooh, we got to speed this up. All right. So I'm going to have to speed through this. I don't have a lot of time left. Essentially, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the people that you have around you, you pay attention to how they move and things they say. You have to be able to see these different things for what they are, regardless of how much of a friend you are with this person. You want to make sure that at the end of the day, um, you don't get set up. That you don't have people enjoying the things that you worked hard for, and they're just around you to take from that. And then when I saw it go on, then I'm saying they betray you, they set you up. They basically know something's about to happen, or they orchestrate things to happen to you, and they move on to the next one, right? So we're almost done. So in my notes, there are things like, well, like it says, about ruining things purposely, and we kind of already touched on that. So I don't really need to go over that too much. Again, people will sabotage you, especially if it benefits them. Now, obviously not everybody, but you have to be mindful of the ones that will, so it doesn't happen to you. Because if you're not, then you gonna get got, essentially. Bars. So the company that you keep, it can really affect the people that are around you. It can affect the people that are around you in the sense that people that have nothing to do with these other friend groups that you have that aren't good for you, essentially, they might start distancing themselves from you because they see how you moved. And I'm not going to get into this personal story. I might tell it at another time, but essentially, that happened to me, kind of. But me and the person are still friends. It's just that the person that I was friends with really did not um help me when I would invite him when I invited them over to you know other friends' places, right? They did some things they really really shouldn't have. They were really wrong for, and essentially that didn't look too good, right? And I thought, I haven't, and I will not talk to that person ever for obvious reasons. I mean, if you're gonna sit there, and I take how I look as far as optics go, and myself, um and the type of person that I work hard to be every day and evolve, I take that seriously. So I'll be damned if somebody messes that up for me, essentially, right? Now, it's a different thing between being truthful and transparent. If I may have wronged said person and they talk about it, then yeah, that's a different story, right? Because I can't say, oh, well, that's not a part of me, as if I didn't do it. No, it is. Now, whether you let it to continue to be a part of you or you change that is up to you. But again, you got to be honest with yourself. Just because you do care about your self-image or you do care about how you're perceived doesn't mean that you should ignore um, the negative things about yourself either. So that's a whole different topic. We could probably talk about that on another episode, another day. Um, but yeah, on a lighter note, friends and associates can be great. There are people that I know personally that support what I do, and they show their support, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. You know, people help me with this that I do. People help me with the whole music bag that I'm part of, and I do. Um, and those are the kind of people that you do want to have around you. You want to make sure that they're genuine. You want to make sure that that you know in your heart of hearts that they are for you. And of course that can change, but when you really get to a point where you know that this is the okay. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all, hold on. I gotta make sure something. Okay. So you just want to make sure that um you understand that these people, there are people out there that want to see you win. That's the kind of company you want to keep, right? Um, that are down for what you really do, regardless of whether it benefits them or not. Even if it's something that they may want to do but aren't doing for whatever reason or don't think they can do, but they see you doing it. They don't let their ego get in the way of that. They don't get jealous. You know what I'm saying? They don't start to get all insecure about it, right? And that's where that stems from. When it comes to jealousy, it stems from insecurity. That's where it comes from. You know, if there's a tree of jealousy, then insecurity it's the roots, essentially. Um, and you got to be able to be okay with that. Everyone is not going to want to see you win. Even people that you may have grown up with or gone to high school with, not everybody is going to want to see you succeed, and it sucks. And there are, different reasons why that may be. Chances are they're probably going to be corny, because again, it probably stems from insecurity, which is when everyone, people deal with that, and I'm not making light of that or saying that that's not an issue, real issue that people face. It is. That doesn't make it not corny, though. It is corny. Just got to get through it, get away from that, and I think that it can be hard because insecurity can dictate how you treat people, and that goes into how the company that you keep treats you, right? And lastly, sometimes being by yourself, right? Sometimes learning to just ride solo sometimes on certain things, is it's okay. That's another important skill to have, and we're going to talk about that in a later episode. Because you don't always constantly have to have people around you, generally speaking. In the sense you don't always have to have people around you to basically succeed, right? Your friends, family, friend groups, they can be a part of your helping you succeed, and vice versa. You can also be a part of helping them succeed, but it always doesn't always have to be a constant. And so, other people have lives too, and sometimes, with that being said, it's important to make sure that you are able to do that, do certain things by yourself, be alone. I find that when I am by myself, I can focus more, essentially, right? Because when I honestly, when I get into work mode, I'm there trying to do the best job that I can, and that's my main focus, right? Being social for me comes second. And I say comes second because it's not like I'm just not gonna, talk to anyone, but that's not the main priority. That's not the main focus on priorities. That's another thing we're going to talk about in later episodes to come. But like I should have said at the beginning, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're at the end of the video, so hopefully you made it this far. If you didn't, I should do a better job of saying that at the beginning and in the middle. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's going to be tonight's episode, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, if you're sitting here checking out, what I'm talking about, I think that's awesome. And I hope that you enjoy the content that I'm creating. There will be some more different types of content to come in the future. But yeah, if you'd like, feel free to donate to my Cash App. You can see it right above here. At One Metal One. That's $ One Metal One. And also up here, right up here, follow me on Instagram. Give me a follow on there. I'm back on Twitter. And you can find me on there as well at Slipknot of VHS 88. And that's Slipknot of VHS 88. Only the real ones understand why that's or actually, I'm sorry, y'all. I've had that Twitter handle for years. I changed it to be concurrent with what I'm doing right here. Just type in the Heavy Metal Hotep on Twitter and you will find me, and you can give me a follow on there. Yeah, only real ones know about that other username and why that's the username. Shout out to all the people I went to high school with, whether I liked you or not. um, but yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week, or sooner if I decide to stream at a later date.